Let's Talk Mythology. Oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk Mythology. Thank you for coming for episode 5, where we'll go once again back to Iceland to meet with some interesting beasts, especially this one. It's the shell monster. Believe me, I was a bit behind with getting this stuff all set up. So if you are new to this channel or something, I'm Mystic Blue, but it's just my other channel. I wanted to do something for mythology and wanted to teach some people about it, especially Icelandic and, well, any others, because that's one of my hobbies and one thing that I am really passionate about. And I want to inspire others, or will teach others more about it. And so each episode I will read from this one book I have, which is in the description. I linked the website to get the book in the description below, and so I will be reading about the creatures during each episode. And once I finish this book, we'll go on to the second season with ghosts from Japan. Well, yokai and such. But yeah, and I'm kind of hoping more people will show up. Yep, yokai. And so, yeah. But today, they'll be drawing this little guy, and in the book, they are a bit more creepier, but for me, I draw them really cutely, and I can't help it. I've been sewing too much. But, yeah. So, today we'll be discussing the shell monster. Shell monster on shore in all its splendor. In time, however, the shells may lose their true colors and become faded and worn and take on various hues. I was just reading a little description about it, and I'm kind of looking over his shoulder to make sure my brother is not here. Anyway, let's get to this thing, and I'm probably going to try my best to, or not really, read out some of these Icelandic words, but yeah, I need to. Gotta get to drawing this. Well, reading this, then drawing. But yeah. And please, before anything, share with friends. Share with friends to let them know about this channel, and even like, subscribe, because I really want some support on this. It would mean so much to know that some of you guys really care about what I have to, the content I have to produce. But yeah, back to the video. Not video, book. Blah. Shell monster is the name of a four-legged beast of which little is known, but it is thought to inhabit these seas around Iceland, and perhaps further afield. The creature may also occasionally pay brief visits to freshwater sources. It is a difficult animal to pin down, very broad and muscular, but light of foot and aggressive. It does not help that the creature is almost exclusively out and about under cover of darkness. Consequently, its descriptions are somewhat vague. as is to be expected, since it is not anything but easy to discern its precise features under these circumstances. When we add the petrifying and paralyzing experience of encountering the monster and even fighting for one's life, it is only to be expected that powers of observation become somewhat diminished and confused. When trying to guess its size, people commonly refer to a winter's old bull calf or a huge horse, or use phrases like of huge dimensions, a fearful hulk, or such like. Sometimes there is a hump growing out of the back. The tail is long with a lump at the end. The legs are stout and short. The footprint nearly circular, about the size of an ordinary pot lid. The footprint nearly wait. The claws are large, as evidenced by deep marks in farmhouse doors and doorposts after visits by the monster. Other striking characteristics are a broad neck and long jaws with teeth of impressive dimensions. In exceptional cases, the inside of the mouth is illuminated by a fluorescent glow. The eyes are of a reddish hue. The trunk is for the most part covered by a dense and beautifully colored layer of shells or flaky scales. It's just the reference drawing scales. All the all of this presents a shiny reflection in the moonlight. The animal is accompanied by a clattering noise. It is not clear, however, whether this is produced by the friction of the enormous claws rubbing it together, or its rattling armor of shells. Autumn and winter. Wait. This heinous monster has shown a particular tendency to lumber ashore in autumn and winter. I lost my place. As a precursor to lengthy spells of vicious weather or after storms with consequent rough seas, which may not be coincidence. An intolerable stench of rancid odor is a sure sign that such creatures are in the vicinity. It is strongly advised in such cases to put out all lights, for the creatures are attracted to any form of illumination. The size of the population is unknown, but this freak of nature has been reported in 4 main regions of the country. Among named places are the following. And here we go to the parts I cannot pronounce. I was getting so lucky. Van Vatnas. I cannot pronounce some of these characters. I'm sorry. And then, well, except for one, Stagly Island, and the islands of. They just saved all this for the end. They're the flatty in the south and the Western Islands, and from districts. I am not. Oh, right. District of reporting state. District report from a farm cites one of the very few examples of a shell monster having stayed in fresh water and been observed emerging from it. From there, however, it is only a short distance to the shore and the sea. Hmm. And then here's another. This is like a little description that's under like an image. When the animal moves on land, it is not only its shells that make rattling noises, but probably also the claws, of which there are 3 on each foot. Long and sharp when the creature walks, they are turned inwards, but can be thrust at the enemy. And don't get any funny ideas, because that's a term you could also use in fencing. See, you have to say that word instead of the word stab, because fencing is a bad word. But anyways, to which many incidents bear witness. So, there it is. I'm just going to take a little short break to like go and draw this thing. I mean, from the pictures that are shown of it, it kind of reminds me of something from. It just reminds me of something that you would see in an extinct animal. Having the claws going inwards and such. That's just me, though. Though, being able to live in the water, it's kind of a distinct trait. And, ah, yeah. Also, if you do plan on subscribing, just know that I don't really post daily. I just make my series is just like once a month, basically. It's short. You have to wait a while. I'm like really paranoid now about my brother. uh, And forgive me if I get really quiet. I'm just like really focused. Though you can let me know if you hear my brother in the background. It's acting like a moron. In a way, this thing looks like a pangolin. Like an aquatic pangolin. That is adorable. That'd be adorable, just like seeing an aquatic pangolin. And I do make sure that I stay in a at least 40-minute range for my videos. So yeah, I try to keep my videos like at least 40 minutes long, and either or, also 50. But reading this, and then I might go back to drawing and stop when it's like 6:45 for me. There's no use shooting lead pellets at these fiendish creatures. Silver buttons have to be used for the purpose, or lamb drop. Ew! Oh my god! Or shooting the catskins of a gray willow from a gun. Ew! If the shot is to be fatal, but each of these methods may well fail, and there are but few stories to indicate that men have overcome the savage brute. With all of these weapons and combinations, we need hardly mention that a stout iron-tipped staff would be of no use whatsoever. In the 20th century, an English trawler stole its way into one of the West Forges and caught the creature in its trowel. The crew were terrified, as may be expected, and swiftly cut the trowel loose to be rid of the unwanted catch. This thing gets too much hate. Steaming away at full speed. On one occasion, a farmer fended off an attack from the shell monster, armed with nothing but an axe. The animal had rushed upon him in all its fierceness, making repeated attempts to strike him with its tail. But he fought heroically and with great skill, swinging his axe in defense. This went on for most of the night until the monstrous creature lumbered back into the sea. Unwounded but worn out, the farmer returned to his family in a state of utter exhaustion, and afterwards developed leprosy. The other farmer had worse luck from a similar encounter, for he was spattered with the monster's blood, which turned out to contain deadly poison. He died a little later after enduring the horrible suffering. I take back what I said about this thing getting much hate. Well, I don't take much back, but just a bit. That earlier centuries, especially the 18th and 19th, and the first half of the 20th century, saw more frequent and detailed stories of such creatures than nowadays, can no doubt be explained by the simple fact that many remote areas are now deserted. Moreover, trips to the shore during the darkest time of the year, whether to lie in wait for foxes or for any other purpose, are now unusual, but were common in earlier times. Be warned, no one should go out without a weapon or planning to walk by the beach or lakes at the time of year when darkness dominates the northern hemisphere. That was a pretty good rhyme. And now for like this little mid bit of detail. This is like an encounter. I was brought up in an isolated region, South Stranded, which was steeped in ancient legends and customs. Many strange creatures, fantastic phenomena of nature dwelt in and around the sea and lakes. Right up until I reached adulthood, shell monsters were to be soon seen roaming the shores of the forges in autumn. Belief in monsters had been strong in that region from ancient times, as can be seen from the fact that John the Learned used to call the forges Monster Forge. Simon John Augustine, 1904 to 1976. Okay, my leg fell asleep. Oh no. It was only a few years ago in Grimsey that the man named Gisli Brenson, brother of John Brenson, from was walking by the sea, checking his nets or fishing, when he saw a huge monster wade up out of the sea, and onto the beach. It was as big as a horse, but much stouter, especially its legs. Gisli, seeing that it was coming in his direction, turned and waded up to his armpits in the water. Over the two tidal causeways, the monster pursued him, gaining on him somewhat, and he heard guttural and rattling noises emanating from it. He ran as fast as he could, and by the time he managed to lock himself inside the house, the monster had reached the farmstead. Gisli could only lie where he was at first, so hard had he run to keep ahead of the creature, and he was deathly pale and exhausted when he finally laid himself down on his bed. He told his story himself, being the truthful man, but there has been no mention of sightings of the monster since then. Gisli can't say these names or places. 1787 to 1877. He lived, wait, trying to do the math in my head. Yeah, 90 years. Oh my, wow. Then here's the last little description under a image. In stormy seas, the shell monster latches itself onto a rock at the bottom of the sea. It also uses this method to rest. So, yeah, that's the creature. Its description. But yeah. Wait. Oh wait. I was just checking to see who's here. I feel like I have to change the color of these little shells. Oh god, memories of sewing this little plushie are are just swarming back. So many spikes. Why does Sandslash have so many spikes? Oh, wait. This thing has a lot going for it. But, yeah. Hmm. Oh my god, so many spikes. Oh god. I just might use this as the main thing. I forgot to add a tail. Shoot. But yeah, so thank you those who came. I will be streaming again. I might be streaming again this month, but with a different creature. One that I am gonna just quickly flip through the pages of the book to find that will emanate this kind of season. But yeah, thanks for coming out, and hope you all enjoyed. This is Cryptic Yellow saying I will be seeing you next time as we continue our adventures through Iceland.